Hello, and welcome to the very first bi-weekly highlight by the Center for Academic Engagement at Warren Wilson College. The purpose of this project is to promote intentional learning, to show the importance that being intentional has on a student academic journey, and to highlight the fact that Warren Wilson College has several resources available, but there are sometimes failed to be incorporated into a student's academic journey. Without further ado, let me introduce you to the life of Max, class of 2023. Born in the beautiful Kingsport, Tennessee, Max moved to Roanoke, Virginia when he was 2 and lived there until he left to go to college in 2019. Growing up, Max loved his Legos, playing outside and biking, something that would become his passion later in life. He has 2 brothers and a genius younger sister named Annabelle, whom he loves a lot. He is currently enrolled in the business program at Warren Wilson while working at a bike shop in Asheville, where he is gaining hands-on experience in regards to all things biking and business administration. Max, thank you so much for this interview. I really appreciate your time. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty all right. It's getting pretty crazy with school, but we're getting there, right?
Yep, almost there.
So to start the interview, I want to ask you, what was your favorite subject in school?
Probably this semester, my strategic marketing class has been my favorite class that I think I've ever taken.
Class so far?
Yeah.
That's so interesting. What is in that class that makes it the better one for you?
It feels very applicable. Everything I'm learning, it feels like something I'm going to use later in life, and a lot of other classes that I've taken, like for electives and gen eds, it's just not felt that way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, good. So now I want to take you back into Max's, I don't know, maybe 10, and then ask you, how was your relationship with academics growing up?
Not great, not good at all. I got very burned out in high school. I went to a high school that just had a huge emphasis on writing and was writing several 8 to 12 page papers every semester, and got really bored of it. And then went to a college that I picked based around the local mountain biking, not based on the school, and that didn't end up working out so well for me. And then the pandemic happened and I failed some classes, and then eventually found my way at Wilson and slowly been repairing my relationship with academics.
So you were saying you went into a different college, right?
Yes.
What was that college?
It was Brevard College.
Brevard College. What made you transfer over to Warren Wilson? I mean, besides the huge pandemic that we just went through.
Yeah, I had a lot of friends in high school that went to Wilson, and Brevard's only 50 minutes from here. So my freshman year, I was spending a lot of time on the weekends hanging out at Wilson with some of my high school friends, and was pretty unhappy at that other school and was vaguely looking to transfer. And then somebody was like, hey, what if you went here? So I, booked a tour and decided to go.
Have you liked it so far?
I have. It's been up and down. It was kind of hard to transfer into a new school in the middle of online school and everything, but I think it worked out well.
That's good. And then I want to ask you, because I know that you like biking, right? A lot. Where this love for biking came from?
I don't really know. I was a freshman in high school when I started riding bikes, and I had a traumatic brain injury and just kind of had to not really do anything physical for a while. And I remember the doctor I had telling me biking is a pretty good way to exercise and stay safe. And then my brain healed and I started being able to take risks and wasn't super scared of crashing, which led me to mountain biking. And then I got a job at a local bike shop when I was 15 or 16 and worked there up until last year and just continued to grow into cycling. Yeah.
It's really interesting. So when you had this brain injury, right, was that around your high school time?
Yeah, it was a month into my freshman year of high school.
Oh, and how was, at the time then, how was your relationship with studying and all that stuff? How did you manage to work it out?
I don't know. I was still trying to navigate being a fresh high school student and understanding what that new workload was coming out of middle school. And then I hit my head pretty hard and had to take a couple weeks off school, and that kind of made it difficult. And then all of the side effects of a concussion certainly did not help my relationship with academics. But
did you have any sort of help from the school, strategies that could help you with it?
Yeah, they let me come back and do half days for a couple weeks after I was healed enough to go back to school, which was nice. And I had a lot less homework than other people did at that time, so they were very sympathetic of it.
Okay, that's good. And now I heard that you're taking college academic strategies, right? The
Yes.
course that Center for Academic Engagement offers. How's been that experience for you?
That's been good. It's helped me manage my time a lot better. Time management isn't my strong suit, and I have a nasty habit of leaving things until the last second, and that's kind of, it's forced me to take all my assignments and like put them on a calendar so I can see them, I see what's coming, and I'm a lot better prepared because of it.
Yeah. And then you are, okay, that's like a strategy that they have, right? Like to have like this big calendar and then like put all the like main tasks that you have and then like prepare for them. So coming from that experience, what is that, I mean, besides that one strategy, like is there another strategy that you've been like applying to your academic life?
That's the one that works the best for me,
Okay.
I think. It's a cool class because it's like just you and the advisor in that class, so it can be very personable.
So bringing that you said about the one-on-ones, like how has that made Max a better student at Warren Wilson?
Well, like I said, I kind of sat down with Marianne and was like, these are the struggles that I have, like, you know, time management, procrastination, and she kind of helped me come up with a solution for that. So I think everybody taking that class will have a different experience and a different like solution and strategy.
And then do you think like these conversations, there must be some vulnerability in those conversations, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like you have to let that person go in, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
How do you feel about that? How did you manage to do
Oh, I don't mind at all. It's no secret that I haven't always loved school. So.
Okay, that's good. Then I also heard that you thought about dropping out, right?
Yes, many times. My sophomore year, like right as I transferred in, I was just, you know, online school wasn't feeling like I was getting much out of it and just wanted to look more at the big picture instead of like taking the time to get through school and then going into life. So I came very close a couple times and even talked to Wendy, my advisor, but she helped me come up with a really good schedule and get me in an academic internship, which helped me find a lot of value in college.
Okay, so those were like some of the reasons that made you stay, right?
Yeah.
That's good. And then like you were talking about that, you're a business major. Is this internship related to the internship that you currently have?
Yeah.
So you've been there for a while?
I've been at the internship I'm in now, Youngblood Buycks, for almost a year. I did it last semester. I started in January, and I'm doing it this semester, and then continuing into next semester.
Is it good that the school like allows you to, you know, like do this internship instead of the work program? Because I know that you're like retired from the work program.
I think so. Last semester I was doing the internship and the work program, and it was just a lot to work. I worked from 8 to 10 at the campus bike shop Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I would go to my internship from 10 to 6 on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So it was just a lot of time. So it was nice to be let off WPO this semester.
Yeah. There was something I heard from Marianne. She said, like a quote that you mentioned, said like, it finally feels like doing the work for these classes is worth it, right?
Yeah, I was telling her about my rocky relationship with academics and how like, you know, 2-3 years ago, I didn't think I would find any value in college and I didn't think it would be worth it. But finally in my senior year, I'm taking classes that I like taking. I've got an internship that I really love and it finally feels worth it. Like, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. Feels like it's paying off, like that.
Yeah, and it's a point I didn't know that I would get to with college, so I'm really glad to be here.
That's really good. I feel like honestly the same. Like sometimes it's like you really don't know where you're going, and then you get to the point where you're like, is this really worth it? Is this really what it's? And then like these amazing classes hit you, and like you finally find your path, and it's like, oh yeah, now it makes sense.
Exactly.
So, like, that growth, I feel like it shows who you are, right?
Yeah.
And what would you say to like young Max when he was like trying to figure all this out?
Probably stick with it, look at the bigger picture, and stop thinking so much. Those would be my 3 little advices to younger me.
That's really good. Stop thinking too much.
Yeah.
Just do it,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Just do it. Well, I think like I wanted to also ask you, another thing that I wanted to ask you actually, there is this thing called like self-regulation, right?
Yeah.
So, which is just basically, for people who don't know, just like basically getting things done and making sure you're doing things. So how have you self-regulated yourself in this journey? What are those strategies maybe that the center has helped you with, or like that you found that help you self-regulate yourself?
Well, like I said, putting everything like onto a calendar so I can see what I have to do, and then also just kind of like using biking, like, oh, I can't go ride today, or I'm sorry, if I do my homework today, I can go ride tomorrow. If I don't do my homework today, I have to do it tomorrow, and then I can't ride my bike.
So it's like kind of telling yourself, you know, like,
Yeah, like
I
to
have to
reward
prioritize
myself.
this, I have to, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And rewarding yourself with something that you actually like, it's, I feel like, one of the best strategies you can
Well
do.
worth it. Yeah.
It kind of sounds like, sometimes I know people are like, well, I don't want to do it because it sounds like I'm manipulating myself. And I'm like, well, like, that's the point. I mean,
Yeah,
you got to
you
trick
kinda
yourself
have to.
sometimes into doing something, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, just to wrap up, I want to ask you, moving forward, what's next for Max?
That's a very good question. Continue working at Youngblood Bicycles until I figure out what is next for Max.
Next for Max. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Much. No, we really appreciate it, and we wish you the best of the lucks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed it, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that you can stay on top of the latest news and content by the Center for Academic Engagement at Warren Wilson College. Don't forget, we're on Instagram and TikTok as well. Till the next time.